Alright, so we're gonna make this as short as possible. Let's get started.
Hey, hey, some new shit, yeah. Brooke Valentine, what?
Hi, I'm Embry, and this is Embry's Corner, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new watcher, viewer, subscriber, welcome back. If you're a returning viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome. Well, you get it. It's in reverse. You get it. Anyway, hi, welcome back. I am back today with another video for you guys. Today's video is a story time. And this story time is an interesting one, a very interesting one. It's a fight, but I had it, well, sort of, but not really. I wasn't the one fighting. It was actually a friend of mine, and we'll get into that. But if you want to hear about the fight that happened between my friend and the girl that we went to school with, then stick around and let's get into it. Alright, so this story time takes place at my very, very first elementary school. This was the school that I got kept back multiple times, and this was also a school that I got kept back in the 5th grade, and I left and went to the next school, which was Jacket Elementary. This is what we're going to refer to it as, the second elementary school. This elementary school, I want to give it a name. So let's call it Candle Elementary. And I'm only calling it Candle Elementary because I got a candle over there lit and it smells really good. So it's Candle Elementary. So I told y'all in the last video that I had a lot of bullies, and I dealt with a lot of people and a lot of bullies when I was going to school, and the school system didn't help at all. And I also told you that this school was no different. It was no better. Like, I had to deal with the same thing there more than once, a couple times. But I think the thing about this school was, like, I didn't feel so alone because I did have, like, people I knew around me. Like, I don't remember much about this school, but what I do remember was, like, it wasn't always bad. And this is also a school where I had that bus driver. Kendall Elementary is also where I had the bus driver story. That was where I had that bus driver at, and he was my bus driver throughout my whole entire time at this school. So if you remember that story time, then you know what school I'm talking about. So yeah. Alright, so let's just get into it. So this happened when I was in the 5th grade, actually. My 5th grade year here. So, where do I start? So, like I said, I rode the bus, and I was on this bus. This girl rode the bus with me and my friend. And I'm going to give my friend a name. I'm going to call her, Sarah. That's not her name, but I'm going to call her Sarah. And the other girl, we're going to call her, Jayla. So Sarah and Jayla. So I had known Sarah. Well, Sarah had been going to my school, but we really didn't become close to our 5th grade year when we had homeroom together. And I'm trying to remember, did we become friends at the beginning or did towards the middle? So actually we didn't become friends towards the middle of school, because see, what had happened was, our teachers would rearrange our desks like every couple weeks, every couple months or whatever. They would rearrange our desks to give us a chance to be in a new spot, or just new seating arrangements. They would always, depending on how much we talked in the spot we at, or how much work we got done, or whether we were productive students in the spot. They always switched our desks around. So anytime we walked in the room, either we were never in the same place or the desk never looked the same. And so I remember, at this point, she had, it going around in a circle, like a half C. And so she had it that way, it's we would all be facing each other, and when she would teach, she would just stand in the middle and talk to all of us. And that's how it was. So I want to say it was about 25 to 30 students in this classroom. And this wasn't a very big classroom. It was the average size classroom. And so me and her became friends because the middle of the year, we ended up having a seat next to each other, right smack dab next to each other. And we ended up talking and we just became really good friends. We ended up becoming friends so much so that like she ended up coming to my house. I ended up going to her house. I know I had a sleepover one year. She came to my sleepover. Like we were really good friends. And then a plus was we rode the bus together too. So like we would sit together on the bus and everything, stuff like that. So and sometimes she would even get off at my bus stop. And we're not as cool as we was back then, but when we see each other nowadays, we still like speak in passing. And my mama and her friends on Facebook, we friends. Like everything is cool. Me and this girl don't have no beef. Me and this girl got no problem. Like we still cool, but we just not as cool as we were because we older now. She got kids now. You know, just like life happened. And so and then like when I got kept back, like we kind of drifted apart. Like we ended up coming back together later because she ended up telling me that she was pregnant, and we kind of came back. We kind of reunited like that because, you know, I wanted to be there for her because she got pregnant while she was still in school. She got pregnant really young, so that happened. But anyway, so this story take place in elementary school. So, let's see. About this time, like I told you, I was having a lot of trouble trying to stay awake in class. Like a lot of trouble, a lot. And even on the bus, I know y'all remember me telling y'all that my bus driver did not like me sleeping on the bus. He thought it was dangerous. He thought I could get hurt because you don't exactly have seatbelts on the bus. And his biggest thing was like, you know, something happens and this bus crashes or anything, you won't be able to protect yourself because you'll be asleep. So I'd rather you be alert and awake. So if anything happens, you can react quickly and I won't have to worry about you. That was his thing. I don't really think that was an issue, but now that I think, not in hindsight, now that I think about it, it was an issue because he actually ended up getting into a wreck later on that year. So like it actually makes sense that he would actually be like that. But no, it didn't make sense to me then that why he was like that. But he didn't like that. And so I'm at one point my bus driver had to split up. And so basically like, he had me on one side and he had girls on one side and guys on the other side. And so that was basically like his way of like just like separating us or whatever. So there was a girl on the bus and like we can call her Jayla. Jayla, and this, I like the name Jayla, it's a pretty name, but I don't like this girl. So Jayla had a older brother and a younger sister, and she was a grade below me and my friend Sarah. And she also had a brother who was in the grade with us, but he doesn't really play a part in this story right here. He plays a part in the later story. So I got another story on him. Anyway, he was in the same grade as me and my friend Sarah. And her younger sister was in kindergarten. She was in pre-K kindergarten, one of those grades. And I think we was in fourth grade. I think we was in fifth grade, and she was in fourth grade or maybe third grade. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I think she was in fourth. Now that I think about, or maybe even fifth. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I do know that she was like we was like close to the same grade. Now, something about Jayla. Jayla like was like one of those kids, and I don't encounter a lot of people like her before, like a lot of girls like her before. She was one of those people like she was always the loudest one. You could always hear her on the bus. She always cracking jokes. She was extra, but she popped off when she popped off. Like when she was ready to pop off, she popped off. Like there was no denying. Like sis was like one of those girls. Like she had to be her. Anytime she was on the bus, you had to know that she was on the bus or whatever. And I really didn't care for Jayla because of some things that happened with my younger cousin and her, and my other cousin, my girl cousin, the one that me and her same age, and my younger cousin. Some things happened between us. Like she used to make little comments about him, and he was younger than her. He was like right there with her sister, and if he was older and he could have defended himself, like I probably wouldn't have a problem with it, but he wasn't and he couldn't. And so you was making comments and cracking jokes on him, and he wasn't bothering you. You know what I mean? Like, and then like she used to really make me mad with her. So I remember this like so vividly. So like my friend didn't like her either. Sarah did not like her either. And I don't know why Sarah didn't like her, but I just know they didn't like each other. And so like I said, at this point, like me and Sarah, we was best friends. Like we literally was best friends. Like, she used to come to my house and sleep over. I used to go to her house and sleep over. I remember one time for my birthday, my mama came and got all of us, and we went to the movies together. Like we was like this. We was always together. Like she called me, like you come over to my house. I'd be like, yeah, I come over, and like my grandma had, kind of like build a friendship with her grandma and her mama, and they was like they were just like all like we was all like really really cool. So at this point, like I said, I was going to her house pretty frequently to spend the night, very frequently actually. And so one day I had went to spend the night, and I think I had spent the night the day before, and but that the next day I was getting ready to go home. And so, but I wasn't going home till like much later, so I was still over there. So me and her, like she used to live down the street. So like Jayla and Sarah used to live like right down the street from each other, like directly down the street from each other. And so like a couple blocks over, I want to say there was like a silver well-known apartments that people used to go to and hang out at, especially kids that went to this school. And a bunch of kids used to live around this neighborhood. I live nowhere from this neighborhood out myself, so like a bunch of kids that we went to school with lived around this neighborhood. Like this was like a very well-known neighborhood. And so like we used to walk like different places all the time. Like we used to be like all over this neighborhood, y'all. Like all over it. I can still remember how to get to like certain places in this neighborhood by like with my eyes closed. I can get there with my eyes closed. But Jayla like lived like a block down the street from Sarah. So Sarah stayed on this block and Jayla lived on this block. And in the middle was the main street. So one day I had spent like the day prior, so I was getting ready to go home the next day, but I wasn't due to go home so much later. So she was like, well, let's go for a walk. I say, all right. So me, her, and her sister, we all go for a walk, and we walking. Now I don't know what's going on at this point. I can't tell you what's going on, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know exactly why these two weren't getting along at the moment, but I just know that they had a problem. They had beef or whatever. So we was walking, and we started walking, and we started going like towards these apartments, and like we cut through like a little path, and they took us to like a little gate or whatever. And so as soon as we get over there, we see Jayla, and all of a sudden my
Boy, stop.
it's about to be a girl fight.
Hey, hey!
But you won't sit in my face. And Jayla was like, girl, ain't nobody said anything about you, ain't nobody said anything about you, ain't nobody said anything about you, just like that. Like they going back and forth, back and forth. I'm like completely lost. Like I thought we were just going for a while. How did we end up over here, and how did we
Boy, stop.
It's about to be a girl fight.
Hey!
Okay, what's going on? So I'm looking at I said, what's going on? She said, nothing, don't worry about it. I said, okay, but you in public arguing with this girl, what is going on? Like we don't even like when I come up here, we don't even be like bothered with her. Like we don't even talk to her. So like for all of a sudden for us to like be for them like to be like going at each other like this, like I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They arguing back and forth, back and forth. So finally I said, okay, y'all can calm down, let's go. So we walk off. We cut back through that like the little fence or whatever, and we go back off. And all I hear in the background is Jayla telling me, get your friend. You better come. She better calm down. Cause she'll come over here. She'll come over here messing with the wrong one. She got the wrong one. Like I said, Jayla liked to be heard, and she was extra loud this day, extra about it this day, arguing with folks. And she had to let people know that she was in an argument and that she was there and she was ready, cause that's just the type of person she was. So they arguing back and forth, back and forth. And I finally get my friend like, okay, let's go. We ain't got time for this. She younger than you. Let's just not worry about her like that. Oh, hi. How are you? If you got in this far into the video, pause this and click that subscribe button. I'll wait. Done. All right, back to the video. Enjoy. I finally put her off, and so For some reason, I don't know why, but Jayla follows us, and they arguing all the way back to towards their neighborhood. So like I said, Jayla lived on this block and Sarah lived on this block. So we back in the neighborhood now, in Sarah and Jayla's neighborhood. Jayla don't follow us from where we was to like where she was to where we were. She don't follow us. They've been arguing the whole time, the whole entire time they've been arguing. So at this point, they arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They cussing at each other. I mean, they going in on each other. They is cussing, cussing. And we in elementary school, y'all. So we ain't supposed to have mouths like this in like the fifth grade. Like we too young to be popping like this in the fifth grade. So they going back and forth. So all of a sudden not Jayla. Sarah's mom comes out. She hears us down. She hear them down. Like you can literally hear them down the street going in. She comes to the house and she comes down the street and she pulling Jayla away because they didn't fight, but they was pretty close to. They was just it was really just like a whole bunch of bickering going back and forth. They hadn't made no moves to fight yet. But or am I wrong? Did they fight? No, they didn't fight. They just argued. So she comes out the house and she pulling Jayla, she pulling Sarah back. Like come on, going to the whole time Sarah is like cuss, like she cuts up a storm. Her mama right there. Her mama even looking at her like, excuse me, man, I'm standing right here. Why you doing all this cussing for? Like she looking at her like, okay, girl, little girl, you better calm down. Like stop all that. So she looking at her. I'm looking at her like, girl, you better shut up. I'm just like, she right there. Shut up, shut up. So we finally get Sarah in the house, and the whole time we walking back up the road, you can hear Jayla, her mouth going off, cussing, doing all this, or whatever. Just a whole lot of nothing. At this point, we back in the house, and Jayla don't walk back. Her brother done came and got her and just pulled her on down the street, or whatever. And me and Sarah and her mom and her sister done went back in the house. As soon as we get in the house, her mom asked her, she said, why you down in the street fussing at that little girl like that and cussing like that? So my mama, she been popping up in the mouth, she been doing all this, and I want to see what she was about, or whatever. So she said, okay, well, whatever, go to your room like that. So we all go to her room and we sitting down or whatever. And I said, why y'all arguing in the first place? And she said, she been doing a lot of talking, and I don't remember the specifics of what happened. I just know, like, Jayla was doing a whole lot of popping about my friend Sarah, and Sarah caught wind of it, and she confronted her. Which was kind of what Jayla deserved, because, like I said, she was one of those girls that she always had something to say. She was always running and popping her mouth and doing the most with a lot and no backbone. Like, all the times that I don't seen her argue, like she ain't never actually done anything. She just act like she gonna do something. She never did anything. She just acted like it. So I'm about to say her name. We in Sarah's room. I almost said her name. I almost said her name like twice, y'all. Twice now. I almost said the girl name. We in Sarah's room, and her mom come in the room and she shut down. She said, "Get up." She said, "For what?" She said, "Because you were doing all that cussing and I'm standing right there. You don't did all that cussing in front of me." She said, "Stand up." She got a belt in her hand. And she said, "Turn around." And she whooped Sarah right there in front of us. And she didn't whoop her because they got to arguing. She whooped her because she was cussing. And so I see my friend get her whooping, and to be honest with you, I probably whooped her too, because why you cussing for? Like, what was you doing all that cussing for? Where you even get that stuff from? Well, she know where she got that from, but still, like, why you doing all that? You don't cuss. Why are you cussing? She whooped her, and she deserves it. And so after she get whooped, I'm like, why you not crying? She said, "Girl, don't you know that you cry?" So, because if you don't cry, they'll whoop you longer. It's like you got to cry just to get them to leave you alone. Like, I was like, all right, whatever. She was real calm about it. I was surprised that her mom. I'm surprised her mom didn't put us out the room because like she whooped her like right there in front of us, like right there, and she asked me what happened. I said, I don't know. I thought we were just going for a walk. I didn't know we was going there to do that. Like, I didn't know that was about to take place. But now I think about it, I think she did say, like, she was going to go, we were going to go see a fight or something like that. But I didn't understand what she meant. And then we got there and her and that girl started going at each other's neck. I was like, oh, okay, that's what you meant by we going to go see a fight. You about to be the fight. um, I'm glad my friend didn't fight her because I didn't want her to. But that little girl had a lot of mouth. Y'all, like, I could not stand this little girl for nothing, for the world of me. Like, she irritated the crap out of me. And like, what farther my irritation with her is that, you know, she used to say stuff about my little cousin and he wasn't bothering her. Like, my little cousin, like, now he taller than me. Like, he tall as heck. So she couldn't do none of that crap now with him. She wouldn't dare to do it now. Because he'd drop her real quick. But when he was young and he couldn't defend himself, like, I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate people coming at him like that. Because he doesn't bother nobody. And when he's like now, he pretty much the same, just a little bit more calmer. He was a little better back then, but you know, he pretty much the same, just a lot calm and a lot quiet. And a lot of people take that for weakness, and that's not a weakness. That shows that shows a sign of strength when people can be in front of you, acting the whole entire fool, and you just look at them like, okay. And I know that because how he acts with me, because like I be jumping on his back, you know, everything on him, and he don't flinch. But I also understand that it's not because he's weak, because he can clearly put me on my back for real. But it's because like it's just like it's a boundary, it's a respect there. You know what I mean? So for somebody to come at him like that, I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, if you come at him like that, now I'm gonna have something to say, because I know him. I know the type of person he is. He's not an argumentative person. He's not gonna argue. He's not gonna go back. No, none of the men in my family are like, they're not gonna go back and forth with you. None of them are like that. They are never gonna go back and forth with you, because I know he's not gonna say that. He a teddy bear. So for anybody to want to say something to him or want to argue with him, it's crazy, because it's like arguing with a wall. Why are you going to waste your time arguing with a wall? You will never win. You will never get no response, because he's not going to give you the satisfaction. He going to look at you like you're not even there. Like, he really not going to pay you no attention. So yeah, but that was the story time about my friend got to fighting with a girl. The school bus mouth, that's what I'm calling her, the school bus mouth. I encountered more than one girl like that in my lifetime. There's a story talking about another one that I would tell, the school bus bully. She thought she was a bully, but she wasn't. I'm gonna tell her story a little later. I just wanted to get this story out the way. But I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy. Like I always say, like, comment, subscribe to what you think, what you want to hear. I will do my very, very best to make this happen. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next one. Bye.